joins me now live, also from Gaza. He's an advocacy officer at the Norwegian Refugee Council. Yousef, good to have you on. I'm wondering what you are hearing and seeing on the ground in Gaza in response to these continued attacks.
Thanks for having me. Unfortunately, for the third day of escalation, all what we can see is hostilities from both parties, exchanging rockets and no understanding for a future ceasefire, as we are just having from the news that they still didn't reach an agreement. So all what we can do is stay in fear and panic as the rest of Palestinians who are locked in the situation in Gaza for among this circle of violence that's continuously since years. I don't know, it's now being on the news because of the hostilities and escalation in Gaza, but this is not the first time that Gazans have been through this situation. If we go back to August last year, around 30 Palestinians were killed. 2021, around 250 Palestinians were killed. So this is a sign for the international community and the world who is looking towards this. This is not something new that the Palestinians are facing. This is a continuous cycle of violence, and the world should understand that as long as will be peace or security as long as this systematic injustice, the siege on Gaza, the hostilities, and the occupation are behaving in either between Gaza and West Bank. So unfortunately, the Palestinians who live in Gaza have to go through this again and again. We have to go to deal with traumatizing situation for our children and our families. And unfortunately, we are looking for a future. We are looking to understand if this will end soon or not, and we're still waiting. I'm waiting as the rest of other 2,300,000 Palestinians who are waiting to understand what's going to happen next.
Right, and as you said, we do continue to see this cycle of violence, and the international community does not seem able to compel Israel to stop these attacks. Why has the international community been unable to prevent Israel from continuing to use lethal force?
Unfortunately, it became clear that the international community has failed to secure Palestinian lives. The international community must ensure that at the beginning, all parties during these days have to reduce this escalation, but also the international community have to long for a longer-term solution, where every few months, weeks, maybe if you compare what's happened in 2021, 2022, now we are 2023, and this cycle of violence didn't stop. That means that the international community have failed to ensure a long-term solution for Palestinians who live in Gaza or even in West Bank. Since the beginning of this year, around 140 Palestinians were killed during clashes either in West Bank or in Gaza. So I think that the international community should stand ahead their responsibilities to Palestinians who live here.
Your organization, the Norwegian Refugee Council, put out a statement saying a 6-year-old child in Gaza has on average experienced violence every year of their life. What is life like for people there?
I don't think the words can explain what we are facing or what we are going through now for us or our children, especially our children. We are doing with our counterpart in the international community, international NGOs and other local NGOs, trying to reduce the impact on children and to deal with the traumatized situation that they are facing. But unfortunately, whenever we spend efforts, we go through another circle of violence that make all of our work useless almost in front of our children. This is part of our role. Even as a father, I'm trying to ensure the safety and for my family. I don't think. Unfortunately, I don't have words to explain the situation now. We're just waiting, bombing everywhere. You cannot imagine that I'm even in front of my children. Personally, I'm useless.
And you talk about the cycle of violence, and do you have hopes of a ceasefire, or would that even accomplish anything?
We are looking for the news, and we are hoping to have a ceasefire close to finish the situation, but unfortunately, it will be continue, and this retaliation will not stop soon, as we understand, but we hope this will finish soon. So even as a humanitarian, we want to do our role now. Currently, we're locked in our houses, and we are waiting to a ceasefire, even to do our role as a humanitarian actor and to ensure that we can assist people who fled their houses after a new technique of attacking civilian houses.
All right, we'll leave it there. Yousef Hammash joining us from Gaza. Thank you.